What happens after you finally become the woman you always prayed for, worked so hard for, sacrificed and dreamed about? Nobody talks enough about that part. But today, we're going to talk about becoming the thing, the leader, the manager, becoming financially stable, becoming a mother, a wife, becoming an entrepreneur, becoming healthier. Yes, becoming the woman who finally can say, I became. But then life got real. The schedule gets full, people depend on you, your responsibilities now have grown, the energy has changed, and the family that you raised, that you became that woman or that wife or that mother for, finally grew up. And suddenly, now you're asking yourself, how do I keep what I worked so hard to become without losing myself in the process? Yes, we're going to talk about that today. Hey, my Mama's Faith family, come on in because your journey has brought you here. I need you to take a seat and relax because the next couple of minutes could change the way you see the life you worked so hard to build. First, let me introduce myself to some. I'm Mama Faye, and I am on a mission to elevate women who are becoming, women who are growing into themselves in real time, women who hold families, careers, and relationships together. Yes, I bring my lived experience as a wife, a mom, a nurse, a leader, a coach, and a woman who has walked through many of these seasons myself. That's why our conversation today is so real to me, because becoming is not just about reaching the goal. Becoming is learning how to live inside the life you worked so hard to create. And yes, I want to talk to those who have already become something that you once wanted so bad and you worked so hard to do. Maybe you're like me, you became the nurse. Or maybe you became the manager like I did. Or maybe you became the business owner. Or you finally was able to buy the house that you dreamed of. Or maybe you became financially stable or independent. And now you are tired. Not because you made wrong choices, but because maintaining a new life requires new skills or a different set of skills. That is the problem we are trying to solve today. And we're going to talk about it. We might not get it solved, but we're going to just talk about it and see if there are some things that we can do to help each other to grow and to sustain. The main word for today's conversation is sustaining the growth. Because reaching the goal is one thing. Living it well is another. And I want you to stay with me until the end because I'm going to give you some simple ways to manage, maintain, and sustain the person and the life you work so hard to become. Before we go any further, let me ask you if any of these questions sound familiar to you. Are you proud of what you have become? Most of us can say yes. Are you exhausted trying to maintain it? Most of us can say yes. Are you afraid that if you slow down, everything will fall apart? That's usually a part of it. Do you feel guilty when you rest? Or do you feel like everybody gets the best of you except you? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I want you to know something. You may simply need a new way to manage the life you have grown into. You've come into it. Now we got to grow and we got to change so that we can maintain and sustain it in a way that really helps us. And there is a difference. And this is especially important for busy people who have achieved something in life. We are often taught how to work hard, how to achieve, how to push through, how to keep going. But nobody teaches us how to maintain success without allowing success to consume us. Many secretly report higher levels of burnout once you have achieved the thing that you were trying to achieve. And remember, last week we talked about the fear of success. And so, one of the things about being successful is this high level of burnout. So, if you are saying to yourself, I love what I've built, but I am really tired, you are not alone. And that brings me to our first answer. The first way to sustain what you became is to stop confusing maintaining with doing everything. You do not have to do everything to maintain everything. Yes, I know it took everything for you to build it. And yes, many of you have mostly built many other things by yourself. And you did most of the work, but once you did the work, it may be time for you and I to reconsider having to do all of the maintaining by yourself. Let that register in your mind. If everything has to flow through you, start changing that today. You do not have to do everything to maintain everything. So think about ways in which you can give some of those tasks to other people and help train others to help you. And when your life grows, your responsibility usually grow with it. But your energy does not automatically grow with your responsibility. Let's ask ourselves, what actually has to be done by me? What can be delegated? What can be simplified? What can be delayed? And yes, what can be removed? This is where maintaining and sustaining begins. You stop asking, how can I fit everything in, and try to squeeze everything into your life to try to maintain it and sustain it. And you start asking, what really deserves my energy? Because that is a different question. It can change your life. For example, if you became a manager, you cannot manage an entire department by doing everybody's job or trying to control everything. If you became a business owner, you cannot build a sustainable business by personally handling every task forever. Stop looking and, in other words, start looking and training others to do some of the tasks. It's hard at first, but it will pay off in the end. And this is another one. If you became a mother whose children are now older, you may need to change how you mother. Start giving the children more responsibilities. I can attest to that because one of the things that I had the most difficult time doing, and I do not know why for the life of me, and it was giving over the kitchen to my children to cook. My mom had she had no problems doing this. My mom taught us how to cook, and while she was at work, her expectation was that her food would be ready when she come home. Me, on the other hand, I had a hard time doing that. I just had to be in there, and I had to be over the cooking. And for me, it was just easier for me to just do it instead of having to train my children how to do it. So they got some training in how to cook, and they did eventually learn, but I didn't fully give it over to them to do all of the cooking, the baking. My mom gave everything. Even the holidays, we were basically in there doing all of the cooking. So hats off to those that can delegate when you can, and when it's time to let go of some things. Yes, you built it, but now you may need help sustaining it and maintaining it. And another thing is, if you trying to become healthier, you may need routines that fit your current life instead of the life you had 5 years ago. In other words, Your life has changed. Your systems have to change with it. So this week, we're going to choose one responsibility that we can simplify, delegate, automate, or remove. And just choose one. That is your first sustainability move. Now, the second way to sustain what you have become is to build a routine that supports the person you are now. Yes, the running around and trying to get everything done and trying to build it was one season in your life, but now you are in a new season as well as I am. And yes, this season is different. So we're going to have to move different. Not the one that not be the person that we used to be. Not the person you even think that you should be, but the one you are now. We have to look at our lives now and see what best benefits us in this particular season in our life. And this matters because goals are not sustained by motivation alone. They are supported by repeated routines and actions that we do every day. So instead of saying, I need to take better care of myself, let's make it practical. I will walk for 20 minutes a day after dinner on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if that works for you. Instead of I need to get organized, say every Saturday evening, I will spend 15 minutes planning the 3 most important things for the week. And instead of I need to grow my business, every Tuesday morning, instead, I will spend 30 minutes working on one income producing task. So you see the difference? The difference is not having these same old repeated actions, but deliberately starting with new actions and things that we can do and give it a time and give it a definitive, more concrete way of thinking. So do you see that difference? A wish is something you hope happens that will eventually wear you out. See it the way that we just talked about? It's going to give your goal somewhere to live, and it's actually going to give you or move you towards acting because you know that on Tuesday I'm going to work on this particular thing, or on Sunday I'm going to do this, and it helps moves us forward and to get us out of our old routines and into a new life of maintaining and sustaining. Another thing I want you to ask yourself, what does the person I have become need to do regularly to maintain a healthy, effective, peaceful, and productive life? Yes, that means it is time for a change. Let's choose one routine, make it small enough to repeat, because that consistency is more useful than creating a perfect plan that you will not be able to maintain. So let's start with some small actions and then work on keeping that, and then we can add to it. Now, the third way to sustain what you became is to protect your capacity. This is really important. You can have a beautiful goal and still be too exhausted to enjoy it. Other words, becoming me is not about becoming everything. It is about becoming more fully yourself for this season in your life. So we have to protect our capacity because our capacity for this season is very different from the capacity we had the last season. Meaning, look at everything, your sleep, your schedule, your workload. And so the fourth way to sustain what you became is to review and adjust it. Once you look at your capacity, now it's time to review everything and make the necessary adjustments, because you cannot improve what you refuse to look at. So we're going to look at all of the ways that we have been moving in this last season. And now that we're in a new season, We're going to change some of those ways, and we're going to look at the things that we need to do now to maintain and sustain, because it's going to look different, right? This is going to be new skills for us. And so we're going to do that, and we're going to see that we're going to enjoy what we have become. Now, we are at our weekly Becoming Me check-in. If you have completed a goal this week, or you're about to complete a goal this week, I want to celebrate you in that, because that's what this is all about. This is about becoming the thing that you have set out to become. Now, some of it is going to take us a lot of time, because depending on the goal, if it's a high reach goal, it's going to take time. So don't feel discouraged if you haven't reached that goal yet. But there are small wins that we can reach on a daily basis or on a weekly basis that can be celebrated. And if you started, let's say, on a health challenge, and you was able to go out and exercise the 3 days a week that you promised, and you did that, celebrate that. Celebrate that, so that you can also, it'll encourage you to continue to keep that promise to yourself. And that really, really does matter. And if you have not completed or are still working on your goal, just take a deep breath this week. You are still not disqualified, and you're not behind. Just look at where you are. Keep reviewing your goals so they stay fresh in your mind, and do not abandon yourself. And for those of you who have not started your becoming journey yet, and you are ready, I want to ask you one question. What becoming me goal are you willing to start this week? I'm sure you have some things that you would like to become. A lot of times we're waiting for the perfect time or the perfect season, but we can start small. And even if you don't have the money or the resources, you can start for free by learning about the goal that you want to become. And usually there are free resources out there for you to learn more about what type of goal that you want to become. Let's start with something small, and let's not wait until next month. Let's not wait until things calm down. Let's not wait until everybody else is taken care of. But let's start something this week. And we don't have to wait till the first of the year or the first of the week. You can start today. And what is it that you are willing to begin? Here is my weekly Becoming Me reminder. Becoming is not just about becoming the person you dreamed about. It is about learning how to care for, protect, and sustain the person that you work so hard to become. And so I want you to carry that with you this week, that you do not have to rebuild your entire life. Choose one thing, make it real by writing it down, put it on your calendar, and then create a simple routine that is going to help you to reach that goal of becoming. Ask for help wherever you need it. And then, like we are doing each week, I want you to check your progress, because checking your progress is going to mean everything. Don't fear. You can make as many adjustments as necessary, because this has to work for you. And I just want you to keep becoming, because this is a lifetime process. And for those of you who have been a part of this Becoming Me, and you've been listening to this podcast, I want to encourage you to leave a comment and tell me about your experiences, what you're becoming, what goals you're working on. If you are becoming, tell me that what you are doing this week to sustain the person you are becoming. You can also connect with me through Substack.com. You can send me a message, because I really do want to hear from you, and I want to hear about your Becoming Me goals. And if you have something that you want to become and you want me to talk about, I'm open and willing to talk about it as well. And for those of you, if this conversation helped you, please follow the Mama Faye Becoming Me podcast Please subscribe and leave your comment and share this with somebody else that you think would love to start the Becoming Me process and want to hear this podcast. Just leave a simple hashtag becoming so I know that you are here. And continue to listen to this Mama Faye Becoming Me podcast across 8 or more platforms. And wherever you listen, please check the bell and follow or subscribe. Each platform has a different way of mentioning it, but on each of those platforms, you can subscribe and you can hit the notification so that you will get a notification when a new podcast episode comes out. Don't forget, you can track your progress for free with the MOMAFEY-HT Goal Setting Journal. It's free to those who subscribe on Substack.com, or if you become a free member on Patreon, you will get a copy of the PDF. You can download the PDF, you can save it to your computer, your phone, or you can print it out. For my paid subscribers, I also want you to know, as a thank you for supporting the work and helping us to do what we do, to keep continuing bringing this podcast, I have a collection of 2 videos called Goal Set and Manage Your Time. You'll get these 2 easy videos plus a free journal and an ebook and some step-by-step guides and checklists that show you how to set goals, manage your time, create routines. Also in there are some planners, also event and seasonal goal setting. And I also share with you how you can use your phone, your laptop, and AI to help you with managing your time and your schedule. It helps with goal setting as well. So the goal is really simple. Turn your dreams into small daily wins by using your time. If you are building your Becoming Me journey with me, I need you to follow me at MOMAFEY-HT across all social media so you can keep growing with me together and see what I'm doing and the latest that I'm doing. I also need you to come back for the next episode because we are actually going to go a little bit deeper. And the next time we're going to really be talking about becoming is a lifetime journey, because actually it is. Even though you may reach some of your goals that you have set, and just like me, I've reached many of my goals, and I'm so excited and thankful to God that He helped me to reach many of my goals throughout life. But because I'm still living and breathing, I still have more goals that I want to reach. And what I realize is that my goals are becoming lifetime goals. So I want to talk to you about long-term goals. And those are goals that it may take years to build. We are going to talk about how to think beyond this year while becoming and planning for the years ahead. Because believe it or not, when you set goals for your next season while you're in your current season, you'll be surprised how happy you will be that you did that. Like for those of you who are a little bit younger, when you start looking at retirement, when you start planning for, if you have children, if you start planning for their teen years or their college years, you'll be surprised how much it would help. It may not do everything, but it does help when you have those long-term goals. So we're going to talk about that on our next podcast episode, because your future really deserves a plan too. While you're taking care of your present, I want you to continue to listen to this podcast, and I want to thank you for listening today. That is all for now, and I will see you next time.